Well, I think we all knew it would come to this. I recently watched 1995's Mortal Kombat, based on the popular video game franchise, which I paired with my viewing of the miraculously wonderful Street Fighter. Um, Mortal Kombat, the movie, is not bad. I've got to say. It's a lot better than the Street Fighter movie, which I actually think makes it worse, almost. Um, it's not nearly as campy or ridiculous. It's much more straightforward and somewhat better thought out. But it's still sort of a B movie, so it suffers from from uh, its sincerity a bit more than Street Fighter did from its absurdity, right? Because in Street Fighter you had Raul Julia doubling down on the campiness of the whole experience, right? Elevating it to an absurd masterpiece. Um, Mortal Kombat is not that. Uh, so the story is pretty much the same as that of the first Mortal Kombat game, the old arcade, which I like. I like the story of Mortal Kombat. You've got the tournament held every generation, devised by the Elder Gods as a means of both placating and averting the efforts of this magical outworld from invading Earthrealm, where all the humans live. Um, should a champion of the Outworld win 10 consecutive victories in the tournament, then Outworld gets to invade Earth and enslave everyone. Um, but by the time the movie takes place, the tournament has been usurped. It has been taken over by this evil sorcerer, Shang Tsung, a collector of souls and a servant of the Emperor of the Outworld. Uh, so, Shang Tsung, I'll have you know, is an incredibly charismatic villain, a proper villain in this movie. Uh, he's this scheming, manipulative mastermind of pure malice, and this force of sorcery and evil, seeking only to serve himself. Right? I I, I wish I could remember the actor's name right now. At the moment, it slips my mind. Um, but he does elevate the movie. His performance is wonderful, as you might have suspected. I love a good villain. I just absolutely love a good villain. And he plays one heck of a great villain. But I digress. Shang Tsung has taken over the tournament, using all manner of underhanded tactics to favor champions of the Outworld. He enlists the aid of Prince Goru, a four-armed warlord of the subterranean hills, I think, is what he said. Anyway, he enlists Goru to be his champion. And this Goru has won 9 tournaments uh, already, uh, on behalf of Outworld and the evil Emperor, this shadowy figure who we don't actually doesn't really appear in the movie. Um, it's Shang Tsung and the fleshy General Grievous who we have to worry about, which is good. Both are good villains. Uh, so this is all a problem for Earthrealm. Uh, so it falls to the god of thunder and lightning, Raiden, who in this is played by none other than the Highlander from Highlander, for a reason I still don't understand, um, to seek out a champion of his own. Uh, that champion is Liu Kang, our hero, who trained as a Shaolin monk and is just the coolest guy ever. Uh, Remember in the Street Fighter video how I talked about these reoccurring archetypes of basically Bruce Lee and basically Chuck Norris, right? Well, Liu Kang is Bruce Lee, this consummate martial artist obsessed with honor and duty and everything right in the world. He's our hero. Uh, while Liu Kang is something of a skeptic at first about all these gods and magic and such, he eventually does join Raiden and he seeks out the island where the tournament is being held. Um, but he's not just in it for the good of Earthrealm. Excuse me. He wants revenge against the dastardly Shang Tsung, who killed his brother and consumed his soul. Uh, so so Liu Kang has this great dream sequence at the beginning of the movie where his brother is seen killed, dying at the hands of the sorcerer Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung looks into the freaking camera and is all like, "You're next. Your soul will be mine." Um, yeah, it's both kind of dumb and kind of amazing all at the same time. And I want a GIF of that one scene. Your soul will be mine. Right? It's great. It's just crazy, and I love it. But Shang Tsung himself, he needs souls to fuel his evil magic. So he seeks out some do-gooders uh, who might serve him in death, right, when they are inevitably killed by Goru. Uh, it's never explained really why he's doing this, but my theory is that he needs the powerful, skilled combatants to feed his magic. Right? He needs powerful souls to do more powerful things. So it's sort of a risk he needs to take, bringing in people who are more dangerous to his cause. So he lures in some fresh souls. For one, you've got Johnny Cage, who serves as the Chuck Norris to Liu Kang's Bruce Lee. Johnny Cage is an actor looking to prove that his stunts aren't fake. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Um, but he eventually learns that that is stupid and comes to care about saving the day in the end. Um, and then the other soul is we've got Sonya Blade, this military lady who has a vendetta against a crime lord who's also fighting in the tournament on behalf of Shang Tsung, a cyborg crime lord, no less. It actually makes less sense in practice than it does just as a concept. But anyway, you've got these three who progress through the tournament and actually succeed in many ways, thanks to being advised by Raiden and also by Princess Katana of Outworld, who sort of represents the side of the other realm that isn't interested in killing and enslaving everybody. She wants to help them to succeed, to keep her adopted father, the evil unseen emperor, from invading, while Shang Tsung is trying to thwart her efforts and steal everybody's souls and work his evil magic. Um, but our main three heroes, right, Liu Kang, Johnny, and Sonya, they're able to win pretty much every trial thrown at them. They have brief fights with Scorpion and Sub Zero, um, who are the two most famous characters from Mortal Kombat, and and they are fun fights to watch. Scorpion was great, of course, with all these weird, not too bad special effects for the time. Whereas Sub Zero sort of gets punked by Liu Kang, but it was still a cool, kind of a cool, flashy fight. Don't get me wrong. I wish they had done more with both Scorpion and Sub Zero, being so popular, right? but they had to cut corners somewhere, I guess, and adding information about Scorpion and Sub-Zero would have just made the movie a bit too long, I think. Um, we at least get a good instance of Scorpion shouting "Get over here," which is his most famous line, of course. Uh, then Johnny Cage goes up against Goru, the four-armed giant. I was actually impressed by the sort of animatronic Goru that they'd created for the movie. He looked pretty good for a fake monster, and I'm always down for practical effects as opposed to bad CGI. But yeah, Johnny punches Goru in the crotch and then runs away, and then pushes Goru off a cliff, which is not too bad, stuntman. That of course enrages Shang Tsung. It's ruined the tournament, right? Uh, so Shang Tsung, deciding to double down on the whole evil wizard thing, he kidnaps Sonya and takes her through a portal to the outworld. His plans have changed now. He now seeks to. I think his plan is to consume her soul and perhaps the souls of some others to get his power back up. And he probably then wants to get the heck out of there before the tournament falls apart and the immortals come after him and everything sort of unravels. So Liu Kang and Johnny and Katana pursue him into the outworld, this veritable nightmare realm. We're told that it was once beautiful, right, before the Emperor came through and took over, but now it's a wasteland. They have a few fights with some ne'er do wells, and then they make it to Shang Tsung's temple. This or It's basically a huge palace of darkness in the middle of the nightmare realm. Uh, Liu Kang, our brave and honorable hero, he challenges Shang Tsung to Mortal Kombat, while Johnny and Katana they rescue Sonya. There's a great fight then in which Shang Tsung gets up to some shape shifting shenanigans, right? Liu Kang taps into some weird Shaolin magic. um, it's a pretty good fight. I mentioned uh, how much I like to quote Raul Julia's character in Street Fighter, right? Um, well, I also like to quote Shang Tsung from this, where he gets beaten down and falls to his knees, and Liu Kang is being the triumphant, somewhat merciful goody two shoes hero, right? And Shang Tsung says, "Save your pity for the weak." What a great line for an evil villain, isn't it? It makes me smile. Save your pity for the weak. Um, but Liu Kang, he of course wins the day. He kills Shang Tsung and releases the soul of his brother and the souls of all those who had been enslaved by the sorcerer. And so everyone's all happy and they escape and everything's nice and fine. Uh, but then there's this cliffhanger ending in which we see this like distant ghostly image of the emperor, right, saying that he's coming after them and he's going to take all their souls, and they all enter fighting stances, and then the movie ends. uh, so yeah, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat, um, a lot more than I thought I would, actually. It was corny and it was silly, though it took itself much more seriously than Street Fighter. Um, and that might have been to its detriment. As I said, the movie would be bad, probably, without its main villain. I just love the character of the shape shifting, soul stealing Shang Tsung. He's actually my favorite character in the more recent video games. I'll have you know, but nevertheless, it's still a good movie. It's I don't think it was gold. I don't think it was the best thing ever. I'm not entirely sure if I even okay. So Street Fighter, it was a worse movie than Mortal Kombat, but I think I personally had a better time watching Street Fighter than I did Mortal Kombat. Um, which is not to say I have anything against it. It was a good movie. I liked it. There was some great fight scenes. The special effects were great. What's more, I will forever reuse and quote that "save your pity for the weak" line, and I will most likely dream of being a less morally bankrupt version of Shang Tsung the sorcerer from this day on. Because I like magic, and I would totally dress in black like some sort of edgelord if I were a wizard. Uh, and not because I want to kill people or steal their souls or anything. That's just um yeah. But Mortal Kombat is, in my opinion, uh, pretty good. All I have to say, really. It's not bad. I would recommend it. Yep. Bye.